Hello friends, this is Russian Torts here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to set up an axolotl aquarium. As you can see, Mudkip my axolotl is in this pretty small plastic critter keeper right now, and he's almost the length of half the aquarium, so it's definitely time to upgrade. So in today's video I'm just going to show you guys how I set up his new aquarium, and hopefully help you out if you are struggling with setting up your axolotl tank. So first, let's go over everything you need. Most obvious thing is the new aquarium. So as you can see over here, I've got a 29-gallon aquarium for my axolotl. It has the same footprint as a 20-gallon long. It's just a little bit higher. So axolotls don't really care about the height, but I couldn't find a 20-gallon long, so I decided to go with a 29-gallon. It was a little bit more expensive, but my axolotl needed a cage upgrade, and I wasn't about to wait for a 20-gallon long. So I decided to go with a 29-gallon, which as you can see is fairly high, but I think it will do just fine. You will also need a filter for your new aquarium. So as you can see right here, I got this really massive sponge filter. Right now in my axolotl aquarium I also have a sponge filter that's a little bit smaller, appropriately sized for that size aquarium. I just want something a little bit bigger for the bigger sized aquarium. Just makes water changes less frequent and keeps the water cleaner. So with sponge filters, of course, you'll also need airline tubing and an air pump. Those are just currently hooked up to my axolotl aquarium, so I can't really take them off to show you. But yeah, sponge filters are really great for biological filtration. They have a huge amount of surface area for bacteria to build up. They don't, however, do any chemical filtration, which is fine by me, or mechanical filtration. So they won't filter any particles out of the water, really. That's just because the water flow through the sponge is very slow, so it's not going to suck up any particles. However, for axolotls, that's actually a good thing, because axolotls don't like a lot of flow, so this will make sure there's not a lot of flow in the aquarium while still oxygenating the water. You will also want to provide hiding opportunities for your axolotl. So cheapest option is ceramic flower pots. So these you can just buy at any garden store or any hardware store that carries garden supplies. They're like, for me, they're like $2 a piece, which is a lot cheaper than any aquarium decoration you can buy. And they're very simple, and they're big enough for axolotls. So this is like a medium sized, which is not good enough for a fully grown axolotl. However, mine's not fully grown yet, and if I get him the super large ceramic flower pots, he's not going to be able to hide in them because they're just too big. So I decided to get 2 of them because I wanted to be able to provide the axolotl with a hiding spot on each side of the aquarium. This right here is a feeding dish, which really is optional. They don't necessarily need a feeding dish. It just makes feeding the axolotl a lot easier once you add substrate and all of that. I'm not going to add substrate in this enclosure quite yet because I think the axolotl is still a little bit small, but I just wanted to get a feeding dish to get him used to the idea to eating out of his dish in the water. Again, same thing, ceramic feeding dish, it's like $1.50, so pretty cheap. You will also obviously need water conditioner for your axolotl. Tap water, at least where I'm from, is not safe to use for your fish because it has a lot of chlorine in it. So you want to use tap water conditioner right here, which takes the chlorine out of the water just to make it safe for your pet. Of course, you're going to need a little thermometer as well to tell you how warm the water actually is. So this right here is pretty cool digital thermometer with a probe that runs into the water right over here, and it was $5 on Amazon, so really can't complain. So you're going to want one of those for sure. And just to show you how a sponge filter works, you can see the sponge filter in there. You have the airline tubing that runs out of the aquarium and back here to the air pump. Air pump blows air down to the bottom of the sponge filter. Air comes back up on the outside, and with the air coming up, it creates suction, which sucks the water through the sponge. So the first step, now that you have everything that you need, is to clean everything that you need that's going inside the aquarium. So as you can see, this aquarium has a pretty thick layer of dust right here on the outside. So on the outside doesn't really matter, but I still want to clean it off because I want it to look good. And then here the layer of dust is actually on the inside. So I just want to clean that whole aquarium with a wet sponge or towel. Just make sure it never had any soap with it. You just want to clean it with water It's not because you think there's anything that's dangerous in this aquarium, you just want to get all the dust out. Same with the sponge filter and the hides, just rinse everything underwater, make sure it's nice and clean and ready to go. After you've washed everything, it's now time to decide where you want to set up your aquarium. And make sure you've got the positioning right before you go and fill everything with water, because these things get extremely heavy when they're filled to the top with water. So for me, I selected to put it on this TV stand right in the corner here. And I know it looks off center, that's on purpose, because the air pump that's going to be running the sponge filter is going to go right on the right side next to the sponge filter over there. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that everything's set up properly here, and then it's going to be time to decorate the aquarium. So as you can see, I actually decided to move it over to the other side because I didn't want the cord to get tangled up with the fire extinguisher over there. So for setting up the aquarium, really it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to put one hide on each side, so the other hide is going to go right over here, and that's going to be it for me. But you can set it up whichever way you want. Now that I have it set up, I'm going to fill this thing up with water, and we're going to move the axolotl over. I'm not going to show that process of filling up with water just because it's pretty self-explanatory and kind of tedious to film. But make sure you use water conditioner, and make sure the water temperature is the same as the water that the axolotl is currently in. So here's a good opportunity to show you how a sponge filter works. So as you can see, the air is being pumped to the base of the sponge filter, and as the bubbles come up, they pull water with the bubbles. So obviously right now it's not filtering a lot, but that's also because the water level is still pretty low. It's still at the base there. Once the water level is all the way up, it's going to pull a lot more water. But yeah, that's how a sponge filter works, and as you can see, we're 1/4 done. Yay. At this point, it's probably also a good idea to check what the water temperature is at, just to make sure that we're doing this right. So I got this point and click thermometer here, which is pretty cool. And the water temperature is at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty perfect for the axolotl. So I'm going to keep it at that temperature. Now that the aquarium is fully set up, I'm going to check the temperature one more time, just to make sure that it's good. 63 degrees, a little bit colder than what he's in right now, but it's still in the acceptable range. So now I'm just going to go grab Mudkip and put him in his new home. Alrighty, so here's Mudkip, ready to go into his new home. So let's introduce him into what will be his probably forever home, at least for the next little while. And before you say, don't add the duckweed, I actually really like the duckweed, so I'm okay with it going in this water. So here we go. And there he goes into his new home. Alright, so as you can tell, he's probably going to be a little bit stressed out. Before I end this video, I'm also going to add some of the old filter bacteria into this aquarium, just because the new filter right now is not doing anything. So I'm just going to take this filter here and wring it out. So as you can see all that filter bacteria there coming out, and that's just going to distribute through the water and is gonna hopefully get sucked up by that filter, so I don't have to worry about cycling the water. But there, as you can see, nice and cloudy, some filter bacteria. There you have it, fully set up aquarium. All it's missing now is the thermometer, which I will attach shortly. But as you were able to see, the water's around 63 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So now I'm just gonna let Mudkip settle in here, just because it is gonna be a little bit of a shock for him to go into this completely new environment from the environment he was used to. But that is how you set up an axolotl aquarium for your almost adult axolotl, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask those in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you like this video, please leave a like. It's greatly appreciated and really helps me out. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And with that, thank you guys for watching. And me and Mudkip and all my other pets will see you guys next time.